religion and politics have something in common with weight loss? So, what do religion and politics have in common with weight loss? I know it sounds really crazy that we're going to be talking about religion and politics. Well, not quite. So, one of the things that happens in every group, and we're talking in church groups, in political groups, in spiritual groups, every group, type of people group that you might find yourself associating with are going to have standards of purity. And so, what I'm saying is that in every group, let's talk about religion for a second. Let's to say Christianity is one of the most common religions in the United States. So let's talk about that one. So there's all different kinds of religions. You have, Catholic, non-denominational Christian. You have Baptist, Reformed. You have everything. And so it always seems like in the beginning when you associate with these groups that, oh, these people are great. They're just amazing. They're so loving. And while that is true, there seems to be something that you kind of notice later on. And those are what's called, like, I would say standards of purity or purity tests. And I have personally seen this in church groups, where are you going to the Wednesday night Bible study? Are you doing this? I saw that she had a glass of wine with her dinner. And pretty soon there's this weird like gossip and speak about the standards of purity, like how good are you in your walk? Are you walking with the Lord? Oh, well, you might not be, or you might be on a slippery slope because you had a glass of wine with your dinner, or you were talking with somebody who might not be safe, or whatever it is. And so basically people put each other on these purity tests. So let's talk about politics now for a second. So no matter what political group you're in, there always seems to be a standard, that purity standard test as well. So it's like, how much of a purist are you when it comes to the thought of the Democrats? Or how much are you a purist on your thoughts if you're a Republican? Or how much of a purist are you if you're a libertarian or a Green Party or whatever it is that you're going to associate with? There are standards of purity again, and I have seen amazing people within the same party attack each other because one is a different, believes one thing and one believes another, but these two are going head to head about how pure of a whatever they are. So that can be also pretty frustrating too, because you think, these are the people that think like you, but even then they're going to have that purity test. So what I'm here to say and how it associates with weight loss and your health is that the one thing in common that it has is that standard of perfection. That everybody is saying, well, this is the standard of perfection, this is the standard of perfection, this is the standard of perfection, and this is the standard of perfection. And so what does that have to do with weight loss? Because even in the weight loss health field, there's a lot of great people. We all believe mostly the same things, but there might be slight nuances between each of the groups. And so, then there's going to be those purity tests even there. Oh, well, this person is not quite because they believe that you could eat carbohydrates, or this person's not because they believe that I could eat animal products. So there's going to be, and maybe you could see where I'm going with this, where there's different levels of perfection that are expected in every group. And even in the spiritual groups, the really woo-woo, the people that, are peace and love, I have seen division even in those groups because they're attacking other people because they're not spiritual enough or because they're participating in these practices. And so what I'm saying is that needs to stop. All of it. Stop focusing on what they're doing, on what they're doing, and what they're doing. You want to be focused on you. What works for you? What part of your journey are you in? And say, that person over there, you do you. You do you. And I know that my channel's young, but I know that I'm going to get a lot of the haters coming out for some of the things I'm going to be saying. But the thing is, if that works for you, then you do you. And I'm going to keep saying that. You do you. Because the moment you take your eyes and you focus on what those people are doing, you're taking it off of yourself. You're taking the focus off of how you're making yourself healthy. And by when you look at other people and what they're doing, and are they perfect, or are they doing this, or are they doing that, that's when you trip up. That's when it becomes emotionally unbalanced and unhealthy. So the next time you see yourself and you're like, what are they doing? What are they doing? What are they doing? Unless you're seriously wanting to learn, like, I want to learn what they're doing that makes them successful, which is a positive motive. If you're looking at as a negative thing, and if you're trying to look at what they're doing to tear them down, then your motive is in the wrong place. You need to check your motives and go, what am I doing? Am I focusing on somebody else, or am I focusing on me and doing what works for me? Because you're going to see me, I'm far from perfect. I'm never going to be perfect, and I don't expect perfection from me. Will there be times that I might eat something that has something that I know is not good for me? Probably. I'm not, because I don't like to say, never say never, right? But I don't like to be an extremist one way or the other, and I'm not going to say that I might never have that scoop of ice cream if I'm at a birthday party or whatever. And if I'm partaking in something and I'm at a birthday party and somebody gives me a slice of cake and I'm like, and I'm eating it, and they're gonna go, oh, look at her, she's eating a piece of cake. Oh, well, they don't see that 99% of the time I eat clean, I eat healthy, but I'm among friends and this is the cultural standard of what to do. So I'm enjoying my time, and it's okay to sometimes, because I know that one piece of cake is going to be okay, because it's not going to trip me up, and I'm going to be fine because I'm going to go back to my regular everyday habits, and it's not something that's normal. So demanding perfection from us and demanding perfection from our fellow human beings is something that has become so toxic in our culture that it needs to stop. We need to stop looking at other people and demanding perfection, demanding this. We don't know where they're at in their walk. Maybe certain things haven't been shown to them. Maybe that particular set of circumstances around their life has caused them to believe a certain way, and they haven't seen things your way. But a good, common, finding what's common, finding out what binds you, having a normal, great conversation rather than that judgmental, like, oh, well, you're not pure enough, or I need to be careful around people that think like you. So all of that just needs to stop. And I've seen it in every single group. I've seen it in religious groups. I've seen it in spiritual woo-woo groups. I've seen it in political groups. I've seen it everywhere. Everywhere there are groups of people, there's always going to be that people that are going to be talking about it, smack about it, and they're going to be focusing on other people rather than themselves. So bring it in. Let's focus on ourselves, love ourselves, do what we need to do for self-care, do what we feel is right in that moment in time for our walk. Because if we have motives where we truly want to be healthy, we truly want to be better, and we're walking in that, those things will be shown to us, because that's how the universe works. If we set out decent, pure motives, it always comes. It always comes. And isn't that so stress relieving when you're just like, I don't have to worry about anything. I know that if I set the right intentions and I keep going, that eventually everything will be shown to me. So it takes a lot of stress off, and because it takes away that demand for perfection within us. Now, I'm not saying we're just going to be lazy and we're not going to strive to be better, because we always should be striving to be better, and we want to be better just a little bit every day. Focus on changing maybe some small thing and keep working on that, and that's fine, because maybe some people really, really struggle in certain areas, and it's going to take more energy and more time for behavior changes in those areas, and that's fine. Let them work through it. And maybe they're not at this level yet, or I want to say level because that's just all man-made, rules, but maybe they're not doing that particular practice yet, and that's okay, because they're doing them and you should be doing you. So anyway, it's a great way to help love your fellow neighbor, and to live with a spirit of harmony and live with a spirit of love, to be less focused on negatives of what others are doing, to get away from those purity tests, and just say, you know what? You do you. You've got your own set of circumstances in life that have led you to this point so far. And that's not necessarily where they're going to be a month from now, a year from now, 2 years from now. Because if you look back on your life, are you at the same place you were last month? Are you at the same place you were last year? How about 2 years ago? Because I know that I am certainly not the same person I was even just a year ago, because of the circumstances and lifestyle things that I have been through within this last year have molded me and shaped me. So anyway, that's my little soapbox rant today, is just love yourself, love your neighbor, and let it go. Peace, blessings, and good health.